Hi, this is Jeannie at Trendy Tree, and today I'm going to show you how to make this Christmas wreath. But first I want to say this is Veterans Day, and I just want to say thank you to all the veterans out there who are serving and who have served, and to the families who have family members overseas or in service within the states. We just appreciate you so much. This is a Christmas wreath, just a basic Christmas wreath that we've made out of 3 different kinds of deco flex ribbon and deco flex tubing. We're going to sell this on our website, and here's a link if you want to buy the kit. The kit will contain everything that you need except for small zip ties, scissors, wire cutters, and something to measure with. On this kit, you'll have a 14-inch box wire wreath. This is a plain wreath with no twist. You have flex ribbon in 3 different colors: red, lime, white, and silver. And then we have 3 different colors of flex tubing, tinsel tubing. This is red, lime, and then a combination red and emerald. The first thing you want to do is cut your pieces of your flex ribbon and your flex tubing in 20-inch lengths. Now you have to be very careful when you cut your this ribbon and tubing, because it's pretty stretchy. So just lay it on your cutting board and cut your 20 inches. And you may want to just cut all your strips and get them in a pile before you start. And this is a project that it does take some time, so it's perfect for working in the living room, in front of the TV. So once you get your strips cut, there is a difference. The tinsel tubing has 20 yards to a bag, and the flex ribbon has 30 yards to a bag. So you're going to have more ribbon strips than you do tinsel tubing. So when you're putting your clumps together, you'll want to use more of your ribbon than the tubing, so you won't run out before you get to the end of your wreath. So what I'm going to do is just pick up a 20-inch strip, and I'm going to fold it over to where the edges overlap a little bit and pinch it in the center, just like that. And you'll still have a strip that's about 9 or a little better than 9 inches. So I'm just going to pick up a color of the tinsel tubing and do the same thing. I'm just going to add that to my hand. Just keep it pinched together. And on this clump, I'm just going to use all 3 colors of the flex ribbon and 1 color of the tubing. So when I do my next clump, I'll still use 3 colors of the flex ribbon and maybe pick up 2 of the tubing. I'm going to use these tiny little zip ties. These are some of the smallest that I could find. And I'm just going to secure this clump with a zip tie. Just going to pull that real tight so my ends don't slip out. Snip off that end with the wire cutters, and then I have a clump that's ready to put on my wreath. Now, as we do these clumps, this particular wreath has 4 rings. We're going to put a clump, we're going to start on the outer edge, and we're going to put it on that ring next to the last. I'm going to use a zip tie, and it may be that if you can hold your clump together and attach it with your zip tie all at the same time, that's good. It was a little bit hard for me, so I'm going to make my clumps, and then I'm going to turn around and connect them with the zip tie. Going to turn that zip tie so my rough side is on the inside. Pull that tight, and you can clip all your ends when you get done if you want to, but that's essentially what your clump is going to look like. And it's on there loose enough to where you can slide it down the ring, and then I'm just going to keep adding in clumps and fill this in. I'm going to fill in, like I say, that next to the last ring, and then we'll do the inner ring. So we're going to make another clump, and this time I'm just going to start with this green. This is really pretty. It's like a emerald green ribbon with a lime green foil, and I'm just going to pick up some tinsel tubing And some more ribbon. You're just making like a little loop bow cluster. And this time I'm going to use more tinsel tubing. Okay, this time I'm going to try securing to my wreath all in one time without doing the securing the ribbon first. We'll just see how that works. Well, it's probably doable. If your hands are probably more nimble than mine, but I'm just going to go ahead and secure my clump first and then secure it to my wreath form. Okay, we're just going to continue working around our wreath. It's easier, I think, to attach your clusters to your frame by turning it over to the back. I had to get some larger zip ties because I ran out of the little tiny ones, but it's just a little easier to handle the zip ties if you secure them from the back. So that's sort of what it's looking like from the back, and we'll cut all these ends off once we get through. Now here's our wreath after we put 5 clumps of ribbon in each section. And when I'm talking about the section on the box wire wreath, a space between these posts is a section. And you'll notice too, occasionally you'll have a ribbon that'll pop out. This ribbon, the flex ribbon and the flex tubing, when you pinch it together, if you let go of it at all, it just springs out. So when something like that happens, you can tuck it in and attach it with another zip tie or just snip it off. That's what I'm going to do, is just cut it off. That's the best way to fix that. Okay, now we're going to go and we're going to fill in our spaces on this inner ring. And I'm thinking we may only need to do 2 clusters in each section or 3, but we'll just start with 2 and see how that works. Here's our wreath after we finished it. We started out with a 14-inch frame and we put 5 clusters in this section on the outer ring. We attached it to the next to the last wire, and then on the inner ring in each section we put 2 clusters. We have a few yards left over of the tinsel tubing and a few yards left over of the ribbon. So you could add in more clusters if you wanted to. I think it's plenty full just as it is, but if you wanted to do that, you could. And once you attach everything, just be sure to go back and snip off your zip ties and make sure there'll be some sharp edges where the zip ties are cut, but they're to the inner part of the wreath, so they shouldn't hurt your door, but always check that. Make sure you've got anything sharp that might scratch your door turned to the inside. Now, this is just a basic wreath. This is just a basic, it's a classic red, white, and green. It has lime and emerald green, and you could take the wreath from this point on and just put a big wreath bow on it, or you could put some balls, you could put any other sort of embellishments that you want, but this is just your basic wreath. The kit will include 3 colors of the Deco Flex ribbon and 3 colors of the tinsel tubing and a 14-inch box wire wreath. Now, in addition to that, you'll need, these are just little 4-inch zip ties. They're the smallest that I could find, but you'll need a bag of those. You'll need scissors. You'll need wire cutters to snip off the ends of your zip ties. Don't use your scissors because they will ruin them. And then something to measure, okay? Thanks for dropping in. Be sure and give us a like if you like our channel and subscribe to our videos so you won't miss our next video coming out. We have several Christmas projects that we're getting ready to do. And we'd appreciate it so much if you share this video with your friends. And there's a link right down below the video where you can share it on Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, and so forth. We'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.